Hi there, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my art room. And today I'm doing something completely different. I've been doing more than slow stitching just lately, and so that sort of kind of got me in the mood for doing other things. But this weekend we're going to my friends, friends of ours. Their daughter is getting married, who we've known for a very long time, since she was little, and I want to make her a card. And I just decided, she loves what I do. I made her a wedding keepsake, you know, a heart, and then I decided that I just wanted to do a card as well. So I thought, oh, you know, I'll make a card today. It's going to have stitching, don't worry, don't panic. It's not going to be all glue. Well, very little. But anyway, here's the process that I'm going to use. I wanted it white. She's a white girl, and so yeah, white is white. The envelope isn't as white as I'd like it, but that's all right. It's the one I've got, and it's this size. So this is about 6 1/4 inches square. But I don't think I've got some cardstock here that I'm going to cut. All right, so let me get my act into gear here and get started. How I'm going to do this. So I've got my, you know, cutter here. I've put the cardstock in. This is the cardstock I have, so it is what it is. And I've put it up against this 6-inch measure here. That's how I'm going to do it. And then fold it in half. And it is what it is. So I do need to keep that for a second. So I have a feeling it's not going to be square. That's all right. It doesn't really need to be. Oh, it's going to be close. But it's the piece of cardstock that I had. So I've got a bone folder to help. And the reason I'm doing this is because I need to know the size. Oh, that bone folder's got a chip out of it, and it made a mark on there. Oh, isn't that annoying? Well, that's all right. It's going to be cut off. Covered. Not going to be cut off at all. It's going to be covered. All right, so it's now measuring 5 and, or just tad over 5 3/4. So there we go. And 6 the other way. So it's nearly square. It's so close to being square, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to do the same thing. So she's also a blue girl. So I'm going to use a bit of this blue. It's just, you know, scrapbook paper that I haven't used in forever. This one was called Boots and Wings. It's not, it's double-sided, which is, sadly, that's just the way it goes. All right, so I know that I need to do that 6 inches as well. And I might go, I'll go that way. And then try not to waste things. And then it was 5 3/4 inches the other way. I kind of like, this one says like scenic route. Probably don't need that on a wedding card. I'm going to cut it to, it was, let me have a quick look. So I just remembered that I wanted it a little bit shorter, didn't I? Do I? No, I'm going to keep this. All right, so whatever that is, whatever that measures, that's a little bit of fiddling around just to, yeah, so it was just over 5 3/4 inches. I don't know whether you can just see that marking there. I've got you up high because of all of this stuff. All right, that should be able to go on there now and not cause too much grief. Perfect. All right, that covers, the card's going to open that way. I think I can get rid of this now. That can go away for a minute. All that I don't need. All of that can go over there. I've got this tool for roughing up the edges. I was watching Karen from Railway Cottage Studios roughing up her textiles to make them look old, and I thought she was using sandpaper. But for some funny reason I remembered that I had this tool, and it kind of does much the same thing, so you can get a roughened edge. Probably a bit loud, is it? There's a little blade in there. That will. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to, I'm gonna just do it a bit lower. Oh, there we go, I ripped it. I guess that's what I wanted it to do. Yep. And just didn't want it to look quite so perfect. And I need to know how big to make the fabric size. Good. Alright, now if you've never done that before and you didn't know what to do, you can use the side of a edge of a pair of scissors to do the same thing. Sorry, I know you can hear the heater going. But it's a bit cold today. It was like 15 degrees in the house. I'm like, oh, I think we could have a bit more heat than that. I've got a wind sheeter on, but so the poor old sewing has been taken a little bit of a back seat, but that's all right. It's not too terrible. I'm trying to decide whether I want those corners on there. I'm going to get my cutter and cut those corners off. Oh, I can do. Maybe I'll just do a little snip. Just a little snip. Rough them up as well. I've got one of those things that do like, you know, half circle, you know, rounded edge, but I didn't get that out. This has got sort of like Sam and a finer grade there. Should try that actually. Try that side. A bit like a microplane. You're doing your lemon zest. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Cool. Alright, I'm going to now cut the fabric to the same size, but just a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this doily, but I'm going to first of all put a bit of wadding on it, simply because I want it to be, you know, I want to sew it. So I'm going to cut it out first to the right size, and then I'll trim it. Move everything out the way. I've got everything out on the table ready to go, hopefully. I've got a bit of an idea of what I think I want to do. So, sorry about this. That's like acrylic, liquid acrylic paint. Who would have known that it would stain my nails? I did it about a week ago. I don't even know. Shower every day and it's still there. Alright, I'm just going to trim a little bit off there. If I just do one side and then I'll do the other. But it's literally by eye. Yeah, I'll do like just a whisker because I still want to be able to sorry see that blue. Alright, a little bit more off that end. Oh, sorry. Coughing in your ear. Still a bit more. I'm just going ever so small because I don't want to get to the point where I've gone, oh whoops, too much. Alright, so if I do like that and put a snip in there, I know that it's about there. Have you ever made cards? I've made lots of cards. I used to do it in paper all the time. And I haven't done it since I've been slow stitching. I still need a little bit off this end. You know, just, yeah, haven't got around to it. I did do some cards last year. Did some painted ones. But, yeah, not stitched ones. Haven't done stitched ones in a very long time. Good. All right, so you can still see that bit of blue. It's not going to be overpowering. I'm going to iron that to the back of the doily, and then we can start fiddling around with that. So I'll get rid of this. Wake the iron up. The iron was on but gone to sleep. Good. All right. Just check which is the right side and which is the wrong side. All right, that's the right side. Sorry, I'm still here. Should have left you something nice to look at. Oh well, you can see that bit of blue paper. I am still here, sorry. Sorry. I should have woken him up a bit earlier. Okay, so what I've done is ironed it onto the back there because I just want to you know, I want it there to hold on to it so it doesn't move while I'm stitching it. I'm going to cut it from the middle just so that I've still kept all of those other bits. I'm going to use one of them. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I've noticed a couple of times in my videos that I have to turn my volume up when I'm watching it back, so my apologies for that. I never know. I've tried turning the volume up on my iPad, so that maybe that will help. All right, now I'm going to cut out one of these. Fussy cut it. Yeah, see, because it's circular, it's not gonna, I was hoping I could have had it going like that, but I'm not going to be able to. I've got a bit of an idea of what I want to do. So here I'm going to cut out like a greeting, congratulations thing. I've got flowers and leaves and things to stitch onto here, but I just wanted to add a bit of this doily as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut it. And then fussy cut it in a minute. Cut it out of here. Leave the edge. Just to add a bit more texture to the background, really. It works the same way as any other sort of stitching, just because I'm making a card. I mean, I'm not going to make this for everybody's birthday, but for a wedding card that'll get kept, and I know that she'll keep it. She's that sort of a girl. She likes nice things, and she doesn't throw things away. I think she's kept everything that I've made her, which is lovely, which is the reason why you bother then, don't you? If it's really not important to the person that you're giving it to, it's a lot of work to go to, and they may not even like it. So, but I know for sure that she will. I don't know if she watches me. Got no idea. I haven't asked her mother. That I think she knows about it, but she knows I do this, but I don't know whether she watches. But if you do, you'll know who you are, because you'll have seen it. Well, hopefully she won't have seen it before Saturday, but if she does, well, then she'll know how I did it, and I don't think it matters too much. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to just divide it here. And then that bit can go sort of like there. It can add to the bit of fiddle that's going to happen. Cool, good. All right, the next bit that I need to work out is where the greeting is going to go, and I'm going to do that with one of these. This is a Sizzix cutter. I've got circles here. I'm going to cut one out of the card stock. So I've got two circles. I'm going to have a larger one and a smaller one. Oh, I might need to get a bit more. Did I leave it out? Federation. I didn't. And I'm going to have a gold one. Oh, this is going to be really tricky on the camera. I'm not going to waste this either. So I'm cutting it out to the side of me here. I don't know whether this is going to blind you. Okay. So this is a machine that you hand wind, and these blades are cutting blades. If you don't know, there's different brands, but this one's called a Sizzix. That's just there. Any of these cutting blade things fit. You don't have to have the Sizzix brand. This one is a Kaisercraft one. This was a set of dies, all different sizes. I've worked out now that this one is going to work for me. It goes between two plastic sheets. They're hard, and then just hand wind it through, and you can feel the resistance when it goes through to cut. And this is quite a thick card, so it's probably going to require me going through more than once. And you can definitely feel that little bit of resistance there. they're slightly more, oh, they're a bit more expensive to go to the bother of buying if you're not going to do a whole lot of card making, but I like it. There we go. There's my gold circle. Cool. Now I need the card, the white card. Sorry, I'm still here. I thought that I was so organised. This is just a pack of cardstock that you can buy. Most paper places have them. So I need to, it's the only thing about it is that it's narrow. You can't put a full piece of card in, but that's all right, don't need to. Cool. All right. So I'm going to now the next size down. Ooh. It's a bit time consuming because you can do more than one if you've got more than one, but just going to go through that one just again. All right, and because I don't know about you, but when I write on a card, I can make a mistake as quick as a wink. So what I'm going to do is cut a second one, just in case I make a mistake, because then I've gone to all of this bother. So there are particular dies, cutters, these things are called a die cut. They're like quite a sharp blade actually. You can get them and you can cut fabric out. So if you've got a hexagon one, you can cut lots of hexagons out instead of hand cutting them. Cool. All right. Now that's 2 of those done. And now that can go away. And that's going to go on top of there like that. Oh, you can't see a thing I'm doing. Sorry. All right, let me get rid of this. The only trouble when you want to do all these things, you've got to have heaps of room. There's so many bits and pieces to be doing it with. Right. They usually come with a magnetic sheet in here to hold them, to protect them so you don't lose them, which is quite good. All right, the dies are done. I don't know how much they were. Couldn't tell you, and you know, too long ago that wouldn't be an accurate price now. Rightio, so I'm going to stick that on there, and I don't mind if these flowers go over it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this down first so that it's got like a nice little beveled edge around it. Can you see it? Yeah, see? There. You see that little beveled edge? Just finishes it off nicely. Good. What I'm going to stick it down with is double-sided tape, because I don't want glue on it. And I could have used Visifix, iron-on Visifix. That would have worked. But for a card, I think this will work okay. Good. I'm going to stop you in a minute because otherwise this video is likely to go on for about 4 hours. Well, no, hopefully it doesn't take me that long to do it. Gosh. All right, I'm going to pop that about there so I know where it is. Good, that's done. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'll write on that and then I'll put that on there too. And I've got some of these foam squares, so it'll just give it a little bit of dimension. It'll just actually like lift it up. So the flowers will kind of probably go in under that circle. You'll see all that in a second. I just need to find some pins. Cool, good, here they are, right here. All right, that's me. I'm going to put that safely over there for a second. I'm just going to, I just noticed this, scratchy edge there, so I'm just going to tidy that up a little bit. Yep. And then what I'll do with this is that I will invisible stitch it down, but I'm going to add some more flowers on there as well. So that bit of texture will be nice there. I'm trying to decide whether I want a bit more over here. Well, I want white background. I don't want it boring white. Okay, next is going to be some flowery lace. This is lace that I've had for ages. It came from a place that does, it's called Silk and Stitch. It's a remnant company, business. Well, they sell bridal remnants, and you can buy a box of scrap from them for not a lot, and you get not a lot of money, and you get heaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these flowers. That one's like bigger, and I think this one's probably a bit more in proportion. So I'm going to keep. So these flowers are embroidered. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see that I use this lace to dye with. I want those squiggly bits. So some of it is obviously silk or a natural fibre, and some of it is synthetic. The flowers themselves don't dye. I've tried that. All right, I'm going to cut this out. It's on a net, on a tulle background. And then I can stitch this down. It'd be quicker if I glued it, yep, but I don't want to. I want to stitch it, so. But you could glue it if you were in a hurry and you decided I need a card for today, then probably gluing is the only way to go. But I've given myself a couple of days to finish this. Well, I want to finish it today. I don't want a couple of days. I'm working on other projects, and just cutting that one off. I'm leaving these other ones on for now, but I don't know if they'll stay, so. But I'm not going to stitch them with you. You can see me do that in a minute. You can see it when I might stitch one, but yeah, that just takes a bit of time. I don't know if this is something that you might be interested in, all these little things that happen in my art room. I've been working on some mixed media projects that have a lot of paint, drawing and painting and not dyeing, because I'm not working with that, but I am working with fabrics and some free motion machine embroidery, some hand embroidery, all of which I'll share eventually. Cool. All right, so yeah. So what I want is, well, I want those things doing that. Is that gold going to be a bother? If I move it away out of the light, there. I mean, it does want to just go off the edge. All right, I want some little ones. I thought I might have fitted more than one. All right, let's have this one. Going to have that little one as well. Gosh, I don't need those giant scissors. I'm leaving these bits on for now till I work out exactly what I don't want, what I don't need. Really, the gold's just to jazz it up a little bit. It's probably a bit bigger than I would have liked. I would have probably just liked a very narrow border, but that's not going to happen. Simply because I don't have the die the right size. So those were the sizes that it came with. One fitted inside the other. Yep. Cool. I might just have that one little one there. Oh no, it's cut. No, I'm not having that one. But I might have those in there. Will that come away? Yep. Just leaves that little scroll thing there for something. I almost forgot that I had this lace. I went looking for flowers to sew on, and I had some flower. Is that going to come apart? Yep. All right, that needs another stitch in it. All right, that's what happens there. They joined, but I might be able to fix that other one. And I'm stitching them on. Can I lift it up for you to see? And just going over that gold a little bit will be good, and then that will go in there, or it can go like that a little bit. It'll stick up just a little bit. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. So that can go down there. Let's see what it looks like on the blue background. Blue's her favourite colour, she would tell you. My favourite colour. All right, cool. I need something here. I don't know what, but that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to keep working. You can see how I'm going to be doing this. I'm probably cut out a few more of these leaves and try and continue adding those bits of texture. When I'm at that point, I'll promise I'll come straight back to you. Okie doke. Okay, so I've got it all pinned down and I'm ready to start stitching. A couple of things. I moved that doily. Maybe I could bring you down and not, now that I'm, hold on to your hats for a minute. How's that? That good? Cool. So I had the doily going this way and then I covered it with the flowers and I thought, well, that was a bit silly. So I've moved the doily down here to add the bit of texture at the bottom there. So you can see that. And I've added the bit that I cut off because it was too long up there. So all I'm going to use is this is you know, Isofil, which is a polyester thread that you know, is quite fine, shiny. It'll go with the, you know, it'll hide in amongst the flowers, and it's not too terrible to use. But I've also got some gold thread out because I think it needs some gold in here. So I've got beads, teeniest, tiniest beads you ever saw in all your life. So I've got the beading needle threaded up, ready to go. And I've got some little teeny weeny sequins. They look silver there, but they're actually gold. Goldy silver, that will do. I think they'll look good. They're teeny tiny. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm not going to be doing like canthus stitching because there's no real need. Being a card, I don't need all of that quilting. But I do want, you know, the stitching, the flowers to be stitched down, not glued down in this instance. So yeah, so all I'm going to do, and I've put that there on purpose because I really don't want, you know, I needed to know where that gold circle was going to go. And I'm just going to use tiny little stitches. I don't know where my thimble is. It's gone for a Tosca. Don't know where it is. Somewhere. Like I said, I haven't been doing too much hand stitching. Oh, I know. I was helping, on Monday I was helping to do a bridesmaid adjustment. And I took my bits and pieces. There it is. That's the extent of the sewing this week. Well, hand stitching. Yeah, one of the bridesmaids lives in Western Australia, her cousin, and she arrived on the weekend. So I'd done some alterations, just, you know, hems and things that, you know, it just costs a fortune to get done by a seamstress when it's not really that much work. And they all needed some adjustment, as things sometimes just do. And yeah, so that was Monday. I was there doing that. Nice though to be part of the planning. It's exciting for everybody. Cool. All right, I'm going to keep doing it like this. I've got some beading to add. I'll fix that one flower that the little bead fell off. I'll fix that because I've still got the bead. And I noticed that a couple of these might need an extra stitch through them because where I cut them, that was the thread obviously that was holding them on. Cool. All right, I'll be back when I've got all of the stitching done. All the flowers are stitched on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And then when that's done, I'll come back and we can have a look at how much more embellishment we need to add if we need to add any. Cool. Back in a sec. All the flowers are done. They're all sewn down, and I've started to do a little bit of gold embroidery here, and I just thought come back and have a little bit of a play here with you to finish this off. I'm using this gold thread. It's a polyester. It's machine embroidery thread, so it's actually quite strong. I've used it on lots of projects. I prefer it to the stranded metallic threads. It just seems to manage better. I've got it double just so that you can see it. I thought single might not be you might not notice it so much. I'm doing a feather fly stitch. Feather fly, I never can remember. I'm not very good at it. I'm just going to tuck that under that petal there. Remembering what it's called is what I'm trying to say to you. I might pop this on this leaf here. So I come down straight first. A bit hard to see probably. Oh, I don't know which way you're going to see that better. Then over to the side of that straight stitch. Yeah, it's, I think, just too hard to see, but I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done. Oops. There. Just tucking in under those petals there. The top layer of petal anyway. And I'll add a couple of sequins and a bead. So I've got these teeny tiny sequins here. They're very small. They're a pale gold, not quite as bright a gold as the rest of the gold on this card. Oh, yep. This thread's going to catch on everything. Just thought I'd do 3 and then a bead. Sometimes just holding it up out of the way kind of helps. These little felt mats just help stop the beads from flying all around the place. The gold's a bit brighter. The bead, I mean. The gold in the bead is brighter. Good. Just a little bit of something. I'm going to put another one up here, and then that might actually, I think that might do. I just thought it was a bit pale. The white didn't have enough contrast. these marks show up under the light. They don't look quite so bad in real life, but under the light, they're just it's just the foil. The gold card has got just marks on it. All right, I think I'll put one here. Doing them all the same. I'll do another one here. Oh, I forgot to do the first bit. Never mind. It doesn't matter. It's just going to go like that now. Once this is glued onto the card, it'll stop the petals and things will stay in place because they won't bend. It won't bend against the card part. All right, we're nearly there. Nearly. I think that's enough. Just a little cluster. And a bead. And we're done. Cool. There we go. Right, finishing off this card. Now I've written on one. I wrote on it with a just with a lead pencil so that I can have a play. I've got a gel pen here, and then I can just rub out the lead once, but it just gives me the chance to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. So it says, congratulations. Wishing you a lifetime of love and laughter. Thought those were quite nice words. I certainly didn't make them up. I did a bit of research and found them, and I thought, yep, they're good. I thought that sentiment was nice. All right, I'll be back in a second. Sorry, that was a bit abrupt. I just had to zip off for a second, and then it turned into yesterday. So, and what I realised I started to do was put the double-sided tape on this, and I didn't want to. I wanted to put some of that, the foam squares. And that's just all they're called. They're double-sided as well. They have a sticky backing, but that's just going to raise this up so that it stands proud of the back. I don't know, maybe 3. I don't think it needs 4. All right, stick them there, and then there's a little backing piece, another sticky back. And now it's just about positioning that where, number one, it's going to be seen. There we go. They're there. Cool. So we can see it there, but that's all right. That will help. Good. All right, that bit's done. So now we can just put the whole thing together. I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back of this blue to hold it to the card. It's a nice strong on this. Got a nicer day today. Keeping our fingers crossed that it's a nice day on Saturday. Overcast is all right. Cool is all right. Just we don't want rain, that's all. And you know, we're not going to probably get a boiling hot day, but the wedding is outdoors in a garden, but they do have an indoor area that could be used if it rains, so that's good. Haven't been to a wedding for ages. All of my nieces and nephews have been married a long time, you know, probably 10 years or more, and my own kids as well. And but this young girl is quite a bit younger than all of them. About a family friend for the last, I don't know, 20 odd years, that's for sure. So yeah, nice to celebrate with her big day. Cool. All right, and this is going to be just checking, make sure that I've got it in the right spot. Cool. Done. Good to go. Good to go. Now this one can go on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going, instead of taping it, I'm going to stitch it to the background. So I want that to be lined up. It looks nice, doesn't it? Very sparkly gold. Cool. I've got a nice strong needle. I've got some crochet thread that I'm going to use to stitch it together. When I was doing, back a long time ago, I don't know, 2019 or whenever it was, I did the 52 tags with Anne Brooks, and this is how we attached the tag to a cardboard backing. And I really like the idea. It looks nice and neat and tidy, and so therefore I've used it. When I've made cards, I've used exactly the same process. So I'm just checking, you know, that I do have it on straight. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm going to start in the bottom corner. I might need my thimble. That'd be a good thing. I'm just going to go through there with a little stitch to the back again. Oop. And I'm going to take the long stitch behind, about halfway by eye. I'm not measuring it, by eye is fine. All I need to know is that I'm going to get into the fabric. Oh, it's a little bit. I suppose I could have poked a hole through the card first, but Never mind, another little stitch back out to the other side again. Yep, it's not, there's a bit of resistance, but I'm trying not to bend the card or do anything like that. So, all right, now down to the bottom. It's going to be a little bit higher at the top than it is at the bottom, but I think that's actually going to be okay. All right, just keeping my eye on it because it's still wiggling. I probably should have put a clip in it. Would have been sensible, wouldn't it? Put a quilter's clip in it. I mean, I guess I could have overstitched the outside edge or, you know, done things a little different. And if you're doing one, you might want to. But I'm okay with that raw edge. Oh, you can't even see what I'm talking about. The raw edge of the fabric sits in line with that, you know, rough edge of the paper that I did. And so I'm fine with it. So back to the middle. But if you want it to look a bit different to that, you might find a way of finishing the edge of your fabric. I also cut it with scissors. I didn't use like a rotary cutter, which would have given me a very clean cut. I didn't do that. You might want to. You might want to overstitch it. But this can be used, this idea of attaching fabric to card or paper, whatever, could be used for a lot of different things. But see, you sort of kind of like get this frame of thread that I think it looks all right. Looks all right on the inside. And I've done lots of cards this way. Like I said, I haven't, I nearly missed the fabric. I'll make that go on an angle. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Lots of different ways that it could have been embellished, but being a pretty white bride, I decided to do this. And she will be a lovely white bride. You know, so many girls want ivory or nope, she wanted white, bright white. So good on her for getting and doing what she wants and not following along everybody else. Oh, sorry. Gosh, I don't know what's going on there, but for some funny reason, that was a loud noise. Very loud. Actually, those little leaves could tuck in there. Oops. Last one. Oh, there we go. Sorted. Okay, come back to this one here, which is where it was. That was where we started. I'm just scooping the needle through to create a knotted end. One more for good luck. Cool. That's it. I'm done. There we go. A wedding card. A pretty wedding card. Stitched with love too. But all those little hand-stitched flowers on there. And a little bit of embroidery. And a doily. We got a bit of everything going on. Cool. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little project. A little bit off to the side, but there we go. Take care, everyone.